Alright everybody, so with the new dungeon being out for a week now, I've decided to go ahead and make a video talking about my favorite weapon to do some serious damage to this boss. Obviously this is going to be a boss where linears, bro, they're just really not going to be the move. You're not going to be able to hit your 4x charm, your triple taps. You're not going to be able to get the full benefit out of your linear, so what do we do instead? Rockets, baby. And in particular, the rocket that we're talking about today, I've already made a video on it in the past. Video actually kind of blew up, no cap. But the rocket in particular is the Season 17 one of the actual haunted weapons, the Bump in the Night stasis rocket launcher, aggressive frame, baby. Part of the reason why we're not using the Palmyra, because the aggressive frame rockets hit the hardest. Now, the way this boss works is kind of weird because it takes increased damage from abilities because it is a wyvern, and if you are standing in your own well of radiance, all of your weapon damage counts as ability damage. So if you're standing in your own well, your rockets are going to be hitting like absolute freight trains. On top of that, we're warlocking it up. We're gonna have a Starfire protocol. This rocket gets demolitionist, so you can obviously see where we're going with this. Now, some other column 3 perks that you may go for instead, maybe auto loading or tracking, but for this particular boss, bro, I would not say you need tracking at all. And the reason why we're not going with auto loading is because since this boss takes so much extra damage from abilities, because it's a wyvern, we're going to be chucking a shit ton of fusion grenades as well, because we're standing in the well of radiance. We have things like we can clear, so bring your wither horde, and you're basically going to want to be chucking as many grenades as possible in between shooting your rockets, reprocking your wither horde, and then maybe your secondary, you could use some form of an auto loading grenade launcher or a demo grenade launcher. I was just personally using the salvage or salvo. It's a ritual weapon that still puts in work, and I love to use it when I can. All right, real quick, I just want to show you all my exact loadout. I'm 1590 in all of the footage, as you can see, double grenade launcher. Now, you could definitely do more damage just by being a higher light level, by insanely power leveling your artifact level and actually doing some pinnacles, you know, being over 1600. But for the footage and the gameplay, I was just being at 1590 and everything. And the main thing is just having Argent Ordnance to stack up the Godslayer warheads. And then if you have somebody with a galley, Chill Clip is going to kick ass. And then if you're by yourself, then a Frenzy Bump of the Night is going to be what you're looking for with some high handling. Also, I had Supercharged here on the Bond with Weaken Clear, Argent Ordnance, Argent Ordnance, Argent Ordnance, and then Elemental Charge. But the other reason why I'm prioritizing the Bump of the Night here instead of something like the Hothead is A, this weapon's craftable, and B, you can really get a bit higher handling. But C, if you're in a fire team, have someone with the galley on and put on a Chill Clip version of your Bump in the Night, it's going to absolutely chew and put in some hella good damage. I'm telling you, that Chill Clip Demolitionist combo is so good. It's what I put on the original roll on my initial video for this rocket launcher back in June. But if you are playing solo, then the other 4th column perk that I would recommend is going to be Frenzy instead of Vorpal Weapon, because Frenzy is going to give you that increase to reload and handling, which is going to be nice. Whereas Vorpal, you just get 10% extra damage. And when Frenzy's up, you're going to be doing 15% increased damage, on top of having the extra handling and reload, which Frenzy gives 50 to both of those stats, which is really awesome, especially in a damage phase, because Demolitionist has a 3-second cooldown. You will run into some situations where you might actually have to reload your rocket launcher, and if you have Frenzy up in a solo situation, that is going to be very awesome. But if you are in a fire team, that is where you bust out the Demolitionist Chill Clip rocket. And of course, for both of these rockets, I would highly recommend having both Quick Launch and Impact Casing for your column 1 and column 2 perks. And once again, if your fire team is warlocks and you guys are both in your own well, you're really going to absolutely destroy this stupid wyvern sea chicken. If you don't have a Bump in the Night and you don't feel like going out and crafting one, a good substitute would be a demo explosive light hothead. However, you can't even farm that weapon anymore. So if you have neither of those weapons and you don't want to farm a Bump in the Night, a Palmyra is your 3rd option. But I highly recommend just farming up the Bump in the Night patterns, crafting one, because it absolutely puts in work. Let me know your favorite method of outputting damage against this boss, and thank you so much for watching the video.
Oh no.
Oh, I ran for ultimate.
I'm dead.
Dude,